This is Mark Gatford for The Sportsman. We're in the iconic Madison Square Garden. We have the pleasure of being joined by promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, how are you keeping today?
Doing good, very busy. Trying to wrap up these interviews, but we'll get there in the end.
Let's jump straight into the odds. William Hill's odds. Let's start at the bottom of the card. Let's start with Joshua Buatsi, maybe the best light heavyweight prospect we've got in the UK at the moment, stepping up against Marco Antonio Paraban. Paraban's been very inactive recently. The odds are showing a whopping Joshua Buatsi 1-100 favourite. Talk to us about the fight.
Stay away from that fight if you're betting on it, other than maybe that it might go more rounds than people anticipate. If you look at Paraban, he's in great shape, he's ready to fight. He went the distance with Yildirim, he went the distance with Jay Leon Love, he went the distance with Badu Jack. He is very durable. We did see James DeGale stop him a couple of years ago in Liverpool, but I do think, although Buatsi hits very hard, you may get more rounds than you anticipate in that fight. Looking at the others, I'll run through them for you. This fight is massively underrated, Josh Kelly against Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson is a very good fighter. We saw him draw recently, although he was robbed of a decision against Kavaliauskas, who's a top 5 welterweight in the world. This fight is much closer than people anticipate. Callum Smith, obviously I expect him to overcome Ndam, but Ndam is tricky. I don't necessarily think it will be an early finish.
Career middleweight stepping up to super middleweight.
Yeah,
and
correct, but that's never, I won't worry too much about that because fighters struggle at weight. You know, he hasn't taken a fight because there wasn't any fights from at middleweight. It was just that he felt good at super middleweight and went up. Obviously, Katie Taylor against Delphine Persoon. Taylor will always be the favourite against everyone, but Persoon is probably underrated. I think sometimes these markets are dictated by casual fans who just presume Katie Taylor's unbeatable. The interesting one, which you haven't got on there, is Tommy Coyle against Chris Algieri. I believe Coyle is 3-1 underdog, something like that in the fight. We saw a massive size discrepancy with those two at the press conference, but I wouldn't rule out Tommy Coyle. Chris Algieri didn't look that good out last time, but has mixed in the levels of beating Provodnikov, Manny Pacquiao, Amir Khan, Errol Spence, so you'd have to look at him as favourite. And Joshua against Ruiz, I think the value in there is how you're going to pick Joshua to win. I do think there's value in a Ruiz win, probably shouldn't say it, but just because of the price. I think he's much better than people are giving him credit for, and I think that's reflected in the price. But also I think with Joshua, he doesn't always start the fastest. Ruiz starts very fast. That would make me feel like this fight might go a little bit deeper than I look at. I don't rule out a points win for Anthony Joshua. I don't know the price on that. I would imagine it's quite big. But Joshua tells me that he's told a few people round 7, mid-round, so that's where I'd be looking at the numbers 7-9 perhaps.
Finally, Eddie, we've covered all the fights on the card. What's your tip for the night?
My tip for the night is going to be, I like Josh Kelly to win on points. Maybe there's something quirky in the fight between Coyle and Algieri. How many times can those guys hit the deck? Both fighters to go down, and then a Tommy Coyle victory. Must be a great price.
There we have it, Eddie Hearn. Thank you for speaking to The Sportsman.